This is Lorna Takehara Strand, Chair of Oahu County Democrats, and I'm with Marilyn Lee, who is a candidate for the House of Representatives from District 38. Aloha, Marilyn.
Aloha.
Tell us about where you were born and your childhood ohana.
Okay, I was born in upstate New York, Schenectady, New York, and my parents both worked at the General Electric Company, and we lived across the street from my Austrian grandma and grandpa, and about 2 blocks away from my Polish grandma. It was a working class neighborhood, and the ohana was neighborhoods and neighborhood people and friends and relatives, and I had a pretty pleasant childhood. I never thought I would end up being in Hawaii, but here I am.
And now, where do you call home?
Where do I call home? I call Mililani, Hawaii, my home, because I've lived here for 40 years in the same exact house. And so I feel like I am really rooted in the community. And actually, that's my campaign slogan, rooted in the community. Mm-hmm. And I live in one of the first houses built in Mililani town. And I have raised my 4 children in this house, and they've all gone away to school and to marriage and family. And now I'm here alone with my dog, Max, and a few cats and a wonderful garden. Yeah. But Mililani is a great community. I'm really part of the community. I'm very active in many, many activities.
Please tell us about someone who is your personal hero, who inspires to keep you moving forward every day.
Well, I tell you, I have a heroine and a hero. And I would say my heroine, of course, is Patsy Mink, because for all the work I've done on women's issues, Patsy has always been the guiding light right up there. And I have a wonderful picture of Patsy and my husband on the steps of the Capitol in Washington, D.C. That was a long time ago when she was in office in Washington and when my husband was in the Foreign Service there. So Patsy has always been a guiding light, in whether it's women's rights, women's sports, and actually just justice for all. But my other guiding light is my late husband, Sam, who I married after a brief courtship of 2 months. And it lasted 45 years until his death in 2012. And he was wonderful. He was smart, sophisticated. He had well-traveled. He knew politics. He knew history. And he was a wonderful role model. And he was a great Democrat, too. So all those things together, those 2 people have really made me a good Democrat.
What have been some defining moments or events in your life that helped shape you to be a Democrat?
Well, I would say, first of all, as I said, I grew up in a working class neighborhood. My father was a factory worker. So we grew up not poor, but we weren't rich, to put it that way. Growing up poor, I understood what it was to not have really a lot of money. Excuse me. Becoming a nurse helped me because I saw the inequity in healthcare. Serving in the military, I was a Navy nurse, and that also showed me a lot about why I'd want to be a Democrat and some of the inequities in the service, actually. Not just women and men, but also people of color. Being elected and serving for the time I've served in the state legislature really was probably the crowning event of my career in terms of what it means to be a Democrat. And I am a strong Democrat.
What does serving the people mean to you?
It means putting the interests of others above yourself, listening and caring for the people in need. And most of all, listening is probably the most important thing a public official can learn how to do.
Why do you believe you're the right Democrat for the job this year?
Well, it's an open seat, so and the seat has been held by people from the Republican Party for the last 10 years, and it's been kind of a strange group. The one started out as a Republican, then became a Democrat, then sort of disappeared, and the next one has been districted out. So I can't remember any anything that they have done that I might do better, and I might not do better. And I am, very involved in women's rights, and I think particularly now with the Supreme Court decision coming up, even though we have good laws in Hawaii, that we need a strong Democrat who is really aware of what we can lose if we lose our women's rights.
Well, our time is up now, but could you let us know if Democrats want to volunteer for your campaign, how can they contact you?
Oh, okay. Well, I have a website, marilynblee.com, or they can email me at marilyn@marilynblee.com, or they can call me up at 808-542-4438. Look at my Facebook page, or anytime you want to stop by my house, my address is public. Knock on the door and we'll talk.
All right. Wonderful. Mahalo to you and aloha.
Mahalo to you, Lorna.